Hey, so we're going to talk about civil rights because they matter. They're incredibly important. And as an American, I have a great deal of access to my natural or inbuilt civil rights, or human rights, or natural rights, or God given rights, or whatever. If you're an atheist, call them human rights. If you're a Christian, call them God given rights. If you're neither, well, they're natural rights. So there you go. You're born with them. They're there. The Bill of Rights is there to ensure that they are not stolen from you or alienated, as it were. So, your civil rights, they're terribly important. We look at the first. That one covers your right to free speech, right to assembly, right of free press, and the right to choose your own religious practice. We look at the second, and it is much more clear. Not very beat around the bush at all. The necessity of a state to be free, people need the ability to keep and bear arms. I am modernizing a bit, but it's as simple as that. All arms, all people, even felons, yes, everyone, all the time. But let's get back to this. So, what's going on today is we have these arguments about property rights. That's all this is. The next time someone says gun, they're not saying gun, they're saying property. There are no gun rights. That is a non sequitur. There's no such thing, at least not in this country, because it's the same as any other property right. You don't have, I don't have earring rights, right? I don't have cigarette rights. I mean, I don't have rights to my chair over there. It's all property. It's mine. So I own it. I can do with it as I please, as long as I'm not hurting anyone with it. Same goes for a car. You require a license to use a car on public roadways, but if you want to do donuts in your backyard while you're stoned off your gourd, well, as long as you're still on your property and you aren't causing any danger to anyone else and aren't a public menace, then you're pretty much good. You should see some of the dumb shit people get down to on farms. I mean, it's something else. And it's legal. I mean, it's your property. Do with your property what you want on your property. So the next time the argument comes up about your property, refer to it as a property rights issue. Again, no such thing as gun rights. So the next time someone says, we're going to have a sensible debate on gun rights. No, we're going to have a sensible debate on civil rights. And your sensible position, in this case, the opposition, obviously, that sensible position will be the dissolution of civil rights for the safety of others. So, what these individuals propose is that we end property rights for people to make the people who will now lose their property more safe. That is the argument, of course. The final result being that they are, in fact, less safe and their other properties are more easily taken from them by the individuals who simply refused or didn't care or didn't get the memo. So, gun rights, no such thing. Property rights. The Second Amendment covers as much a civil right as anything else. So, the next time someone wants to make an attack on your civil rights, remind them that they are attacking your civil rights. The first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, all of them equal. So, there is nothing but a civil rights argument. Common sense civil rights legislation. Universal background checks for property. Universal civil rights checks. Common sense property regulation. Common sense property safety. 99% of individuals support universal background checks on the purchase of bubble gum. Oh, of paper. Oh, of books. Oh, of chairs. 95% of all human beings support background checks on the purchase of like that light over there. Yes, all of them. They all do. Yes, because all property is the same. So, remember, it's all property rights and civil rights. Common sense property rights legislation. You'll need to register your property. All of it, of course. In the case of these Pennsylvania, for instance, anything that can I believe they said 13 hours of labor and $62,000, anything that can be turned into a firearm must be registered. Well, then it is your duty to register anything that could, with $62,000 and 13 hours, be made into a firearm. So, sorry, Home Depot, but you're going to need a license for every pipe you're carrying. Now we know PLA, not the strongest, but it will hold one shot. So, we're going to need you to register all that plastic sheeting. It could hold a shot, you know. We're going to need you to register all that plastic tubing. Could hold a shot, you know. Oh, Hobby Lobby. Hey, yeah. I see you carry PVC pipes. It's a shame. You're going to need an FFL for that. Yeah. I mean, are we seeing where this goes? So, anyway, I just wanted to drop that for you because I'm in a real 2A kind of mood and felt the need to share my argumentative perspective here because I think it's a strong one. Anyway, go with that. As always, no such thing as gun rights, only civil rights. And that's it. Everything is equal and can be easily equated. First, second, third, fourth, all the same. I don't want to house the military in my home, so I don't want to give up my property. So I want to be able to say the words I'm saying now. So I want to have the right to vote. Simple as. Anyway, hope this has been informative, at least to a degree. And of course, you are the first responder, and Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.